Good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and early, 7 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. As you can see, I'm in my new apartment and I have so much to do this morning. I have dozens of boxes to unpack. I've got mail to find. You guys know my routine. I usually get up at 3. I go through the news feeds. I came across a couple stories that just freaked me out. I try to find stories that I think will click with the people that watch my channel and people in general. And I didn't think I would have time to make a video this morning, but this subject just wouldn't leave my head. So I have to talk about this morning. The links will be down below. One story is about the Pew poll about voting. Whether a lot of questions about they interviewed a vast majority of people, like all sections of Americans. It seemed like it was a pretty even, widespread selection of people they asked. And they asked about voting, whether voting is a right or a privilege. And honestly, I knew that Republicans would come out saying that it's a privilege, but I couldn't believe the numbers. About 3/4 of Republicans were saying that U.S. citizens should meet certain criteria to be allowed to vote as a privilege, whereas only about 1/4 of Democrats believe that, and vice versa. About 75% of Democrats think that voting is a right given to all U.S. citizens, and only about 1/4 or 1/3 of Republicans go along with that. A huge difference in the view of whether voting is a right or a privilege. Now, there was another story, the link down below, to a Fox News piece last night, Sunday night, where they talked about, I think Representative Vance, a Republican, is the one that floated this idea, one of the people that floated this idea about letting children vote. But here's the thing, under 18 children vote, but giving the votes to the parents. So a family with 5 kids would have much more voting power than a childless couple. That's what they were seriously pushing this on Fox News last night. I gave this some thought, and I mean, anybody could see where this is going to head. This isn't democracy. Okay, so let's just paint a picture. You start going down that road. You say, okay, well, what criteria? Let's say in order to vote, you need to make over $50,000 a year. Okay, and then once you pass that, the voting public becomes smaller. It becomes a smaller and smaller, more elite voting bloc, and a bigger amount of people, a bigger section of people lose the voting rights. Then once you've established that, okay, say only people that make over $50,000 a year can vote. That little group gets stronger and less people can vote. Then it's, only Christians can vote because America is a Christian country. So again, the voting, the people that are allowed to have this privilege of voting, it gets to a smaller and smaller groups till you have an elite, small, ruling class of people. I mean, that's obviously where there's no other way this could end. And yet Republicans are still saying that this is about voter security. We want everybody to vote, all U.S. citizens. And yet, when they get together in these little Fox News and the Pew poll, you see that the true intentions here are to, I think the basic what's going through their minds is they know that Trump had a limited base, and that base is not enough to win next time. And they have to cut down the voting public in order for them to win. That the Republican Party and the Trumpists, as they are right now, just don't have the votes to win in the future. And the only way to accomplish that is to slowly create a ruling class. It's scary, man. That's why I made this video. Also, this reminds me, I did a video back it's probably about a year ago. The name of the video is Let Me Tell You About a classmate of mine. I can't remember the name. Anyway, I was on Facebook and I was talking with a Trump supporting Republican classmate of mine, and he had the same idea. He truly believed that only people of a certain income should be allowed to vote. Um, it shocked me. It actually shocks me that these same people have the audacity to call the Democrats the elite, the ruling elite, when that's the road they're going down right here. So you think about this Fox News piece that was on last night, and basically the Christian parents of 5 from the Midwest would have more voting power over the 2 parents would have way more voting power over, let's say, a lesbian couple from an atheist lesbian couple from New York City. Let's say they'd only make maybe $30,000 a year. Until you get to the point where you keep passing these restrictions, this privilege of voting, and all these smaller groups get their voting rights taken away from them. That's the path we're going down here. Anyway, the links are down below. I'm sorry I had to skip around on this video a little bit, but I really wanted to talk about it. I encourage you guys to check out the links. All right, I will be back later with another video. You guys have a great Monday.